Hello and welcome to TBC Central. My name is Nancy and I am your host for today. Today we're going to continue on with the second part of On the Streets, so here we go.
We have a serious raise in crime right now. Let's just talk about my area of Skid Row. Right now in Skid Row, year to date, last year, from last year to now, we have about a 71% increase in robberies. That's huge. We have a 73% increase in aggravated assaults. And we have a 91% increase in rapes. And the rapes are happening, a lot of them are happening right in those tents that we see. This is the outer courtyard of the Midnight Mission. The people that are in here because they don't want to be out there. But sadly, because the criminals have become more emboldened with the relaxing the laws, hey, how you doing? They come back and forth as they please. They use the restroom to try to sell drugs. Once again, that is not the mission's fault. The missions are calling us every day to try to help them, but we can arrest one person and they'll be out in 6 hours. And so the message being sent is nothing's going to happen to me if I come and victimize these people. Hey, beautiful. I couldn't find you today, but I'm gonna keep looking. I didn't find her. I'll find her. I'm gonna check Crocker again tomorrow.
We found her.
Oh, good. Tell her she is not in any trouble. I just want to talk to her. Okay. All right. Hey, sir, pack this up right now. You know there's no hustle.
Fine, but I will.
Okay, whoever's it is, I need it packed up.
They can't.
No, and the reason why is, if it was just that, I'd be, okay, I'd have some mercy. But I also know that sometimes they hide cocaine and heroin and they use that as a guise to sell drugs. Yeah. You guys can't hustle here. You got to shake the spot. Okay, hold on. Excuse me, ma'am. You mind if I look at that real quick?
Oh, come on now. Oh, no.
Now, this is actually legal. Because there's no residue in here, this is legal. But there's a freaking drug program right here. And they sell, these are people, able-bodied young people who could be in college, getting a student loan. Instead, they stay out here all day long and sell not just crack, but the means for people to destroy themselves. Hey, you don't have to run. These are legal. Here.
Can you not do that?
We're in a public space. Here you go. Hey, what's up, young lady?
Officer Justin.
Hi, young lady.
She stay at the Union.
Okay.
She's not familiar with Skid Row.
Okay. Here are the rules, and I'm telling you this because I love you.
Okay.
Don't borrow money from anybody.
Okay.
Once you borrow money from somebody out here, you are bought and paid for.
Exactly.
Get everything you need.
Don't look at my face because I'm an ex-celebrity.
Oh yeah, don't show her face, please. Use.
Show mine.
Hey, brother. God bless you. Good to see you. The missions have everything you need as far as food and clothes. But don't borrow money. If you get one of these guys trying to say they're trying to help you, be careful because a lot of times it's a trick.
Crystal all the damn time.
But usually they're trying to trap you so they can get you working on the stroll. Because human trafficking is real here. Prostitution is real here. And all they got to do is get you hooked and it's a wrap.
You have no idea what's going on inside these tents.
Well, I know what's happening in the tents because I would sit up on rooftops for hours and hours and observe. And so I know that guy right there sells weed. I know the guy there was a guy in a tent next to that white tent that sold crack cocaine and methamphetamines. My friend Iris, sweet lady, I won't give her a real name, but I remember she was clean and sober for about 2 years. And she came down here to celebrate her sobriety with me. And I told her, I said, baby, I'm proud of you, but you got to get the hell out of here. And she says, no, I got to go downtown and I got to tell these folks something about peace on San Julian. She walked right here. She walked right here and told somebody about her sobriety, and some drug dealer / addict walked up to her and blew crack cocaine in her face, and she never left Skid Row. She overdosed about 6 times after that in a tent that was right next to the orange tent. I haven't seen her. I'm worried about her. My friend Lena Diggs, a 76-year-old woman, died right there. Died unfortunately like an animal. She's a human being, but she died in garbage right here because of this environment. We couldn't see her, so we couldn't save her. I came here to save lives, not to stand by and watch people die.
As you've been walking by, have you been seeing people you've arrested?
Oh, absolutely. I'm sorry, man. I apologize.
Oh, that's all right.
So sorry. Oh, how you doing, sweetheart? Didn't mean to bump into you. Yes.
Have you seen people you've arrested?
Most of the people that shook my hand and hugged me, I arrested.
Really?
See, here's the thing. You can be a police officer without being a jerk. See, the people here know that when I do my job, it's not because I hate them or I'm trying to ruin their lives. It's because I'm trying to help the community in my own way. They know it's not pretty, but they understand my heart. I could have easily been stuck with a shiv or a hypodermic needle all these years. There are people out here who hate me, but these people even have my back when that happens. You know, and that's the beautiful thing. That's the beautiful thing. I can't see myself working anywhere else. I really can't. I want us.
So tell us about Slab City.
Well, it's just a lot of travelers, all convening because it's the nicest weather in the country for one thing. I just come here for the winter. This is my fourth winter out here.
And where are you from otherwise?
I'm from South Carolina originally. I've been living in NorCal, growing pot actually legally for a few years. So now I just bought a purple bus and I'm traveling. So I'm on the road again.
Are people like squatting here? Or is it camping or what do they call it?
It's all free land.
You mean no one owns the land?
I'm not sure exactly. I've heard different stories.
And it feels like a real community, like in the sense that, like, okay, houses, like here's the street, here's.
I mean, there's the cafe, there's a breakfast club where you can. There's a open mic night.
What was this? This was some structure.
You can look at the old old layouts of Camp Dunlap, and I think this was like a commissary or something. This was like a mess hall, maybe.
So wait, this is why it's called Slab City, because of these slabs of concrete.
Exactly. Stickman.
I'm Lisa.
Lisa, nice to meet you. They call me Stickman.
Hi, Stickman.
This camp here is getting designed, so this will be a solid roof right here. I'm building out of just odd materials. I have no money. I don't have a job. I'm disabled. I don't get a check. I make walking sticks. I don't know if I've got any handy. Oh, here's one.
Oh my God.
I find really cool pieces of wood and clean them up. When did we get here last year? Thanksgiving?
Yeah, because I picked you up.
Yeah.
What do you mean you picked him up in the desert?
I was just driving through the desert on the way here, and he was just walking with his buggy and his dog.
So are you settled here now? Is this home for you?
This is home. I've been traveling since the 80s. I've been through all 48 states. I've hitchhiked most of them. I've lived outdoors. I'm between 4,000 and 5,000 outdoor sleeping nights. And I think because Slab City is what it is, I don't really feel homeless anymore. I do have a home.
This is my little bus. He's got it. It's a little mini bus. It's my buddy Scotty. He's crashed out. Yeah, well, technically, I guess by law, I'm a homeless person, which is fine by me. I don't mind the term. I'm just home less often than some people. No, I don't know. I guess everywhere is my house, really. So I don't. The term is just, it's a misnomer, but I don't mind it. It doesn't really bother me at all, Right. Got some free dog food for some of the other traveling kids. Oh, Little Bear can't eat this stuff. It hurts his tummy. And this is it, pretty much. Yeah.
And in your travels, have you found other places like this?
There's a few that are sort of like this, like Taos. The Mesa in Taos is similar. Mm-hmm. It's a little more on the grid. It's different. This is the freest place in the country for sure. Okay. As far as just, you can do what you want, and people do what they want here. It's pretty wild. Yeah, that guy's really cool too. The guy just went.
Yeah.
Jack Two Horses.
Jack Two Horses, Slab City resident.
Hi, how are you? Well, I'm Lisa with the LA Times.
Okay. Yeah, I've been living out here 4 years now.
You're going up for re-election?
Yeah, I was done with it, right? I was done with it this morning. I'm hitchhiking into town. I see on the bulletin board an amendment to the Mag, you may stop it. An amendment to the bylaws that I don't agree with. So I need to stay in this game and fight against this.
Did you win?
I'm not sure yet.
The new directors are for resident, Builder Bill, and Robbie. for directors at large, Baloo, and myself, Wyatt.
This is a whole bunch of crap. I don't know. This place is.
This isn't supposed to happen
None
here
of it is.
in
Well, you know
Slab
what?
City.
That Camp East Jesus is buying 36 acres, and I'm the first one getting kicked out. I'm going to be the first one evicted out of Slab City. As soon as East Jesus buys the land that my camp's on, they're going to tell me to move.
I want to seal the box.
And now I got to move somewhere else. And I got to move on the property that this board might.
Okay, so now we have to seal the box, and the box remains sealed.
There goes the last free place in America. So the only place where you can come and sit and no one's going to tell you to move. Try that anywhere else. Try that anywhere. Just go stand somewhere. See how long you can get away with it. Eventually, someone's going to come by and tell you got to move.
Yeah.
You can't post up here. Here, you find yourself a spot no one's got, and it's yours.
Wow.
So when you move here, you drive around, you find yourself a tree or a spot you like. No one's got it. You park. Then you find some rocks, some bottles, some old cans, some tires, whatever's on the ground, and you build you a border. Now, once you build a border up, Slab City recognizes that as your own personal property.
Okay.
And they just say you can do whatever you want inside that spot. No rules. Like I tell my friends, I live in the only town where there's no homeless. We have no homeless. Even if you just got a tree and a tarp under it, that is your home. Okay, check this out. The economy's crashing. I'm in San Francisco.
Yeah.
I get a house sitting job. So I got 2 weeks in this house. And I'm figuring out what I'm going to do, because when this owner comes back, I'm going to be homeless on the streets of San Francisco.
That's not a great place to be homeless.
No. So I went to Google and typed in very crazy things and really got really good information. So I typed how to live for free and hit enter on Christmas Eve, and all these links to Slab City came up. So I went through every photo log, every video, every travel, everything I could about Slab City. The sun's coming up. Now it's Christmas Day. I go straight to Craigslist. I buy that trailer New Year's Day, and then January 3rd, I'm sitting here in it. I had to do it before I talked myself out of it, you know?
Yeah.
So I did it all in less than a week. And I moved down here not knowing anybody, not knowing how to run solar, not knowing anything about composting toilets. I had no clue how to live off the grid. And it was a little scary, but
Now the grid has found you again.
You know what? It's upsetting. It's changing everything. It really is. Because once an entity gets control of this place, this is what I like about it, is nobody controls it. Nobody controls it. We all police ourselves. And you know, basic law is respect everybody's camp, and then you get by fine. But here's this monstrosity I built. First thing I built. This is all the junk I found on the ground. I even found this old door in a someone's burn pile. They were going to burn this in their fire pit. I'm like, are you kidding me? They bought all that out there. But I'm right in the middle of their plans to expand.
It's like this could happen in San Francisco.
You know, it could. It could.
But it's not supposed to happen here.
It's not supposed to happen in Slab City. Gentrification in Slab City. Some kind of government entity in Slab City. What the hell's going on around here? Unobstructed 16 miles to the mountains. The sun sets over the water. And I've got to move. I got to move.
How long have you lived here?
3 months.
Okay. Where are you from, Andrew?
Wales, a long time.
Long time ago. Have you been traveling your whole life?
I put it this way: I've worked from Key West right up to the Aleutian Chain, or actually beyond the Aleutian Chain, all across the country.
You've seen a lot of America that a lot of Americans don't see.
Freedom here can mean freedom to fall to the gutter, to fall through the cracks. You're free to just disappear. This is still a microcosm of the outside society. It doesn't have any different answers.
Okay.
It really doesn't. This is freedom in the same way. You have the freedom to get yourself a junkyard, collect all those old goodies, put a fence out, aggressively protect what is yours, or you have the freedom to share, or you have the freedom to do absolutely nothing until other people might point to you where the water is, clean your ass up. So at least you need to do that.
Hi, how are you?
How are you? Where's Jesus and Pat and everyone?
He's over there.
You mentioned before about where you were. Sorry.
Oh, in the bathroom?
Do you know the code? Oh, it's okay.
No, it's okay. We would just like this. We would even put a stick in here where it's sticking out so that the door wouldn't lock, or we would put one on bottom. And this is where we set up our bed, right here. And we had mats. We had these mats that we lay down. We put all kinds of mats down first and tarps on bottom, and then we would put our blankets on top. And the three of us slept right here to keep warm. And believe me, it was cold because, as you could see, those are open.
Like even now, this is all wet.
Yeah, and it would be worse sometimes. We have to clean it real good, And then at 5 o'clock in the morning, we'd get up, and so we could be out of here before 6 o'clock, before anybody, they start jogging here 5:30, 6 o'clock. It was just me and my sisters up at first. And after a while, we had everybody knocking on the door. There was even guys who were coming and staying in here. They were freezing, and everybody would try to grab a blanket, cuddle up. There was people laying right here, and I was like, told my sisters, oh, they're gonna get us caught.
We should probably be heading to the shelter too. So the last time that I saw you, we were both not wearing sweatshirts. We were in t-shirts, and it was end of October, I think.
Oh, was it the end of October?
Yeah.
We were told that we would be getting housed by January. But I asked Monica the other day, and she said, I don't think it's going to be January, but hopefully real soon. I'm hoping it'll be before
March before
right,
they close the shelter.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard about the kid that got shot.
Yeah, somebody.
Is he's dead?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they shot him in the head. They came here.
They came here?
Yeah, in his tent. And
is this it?
Yeah.
This is the...
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. He, right here?
Yeah, he was only 19 years old.
Caleb?
Never bothered anybody. He kept to himself.
Was it gang related?
No, he wasn't a gang member. He was always by himself. He played with the rocks all the time.
Was Jesus out here when it was happened?
He wasn't here. He's staying at the shelter now. This is here from LA Times. Remember her?
Oh, hi, Lisa. Good to see you.
How's it going?
Okay.
I heard about the shooting.
My friend didn't make it. But that's what happened.
Well, he's been very quiet since it happened. He didn't talk.
Yeah, he's so...
Okay, we'll meet up at the
shelter.
At the shelter.
Okay. All right. We'll see you later. Okay. Jesus? What are you doing out here by yourself? Are you going to sleep outside of the shelter?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not sure yet.
Where you lived before this, where you stayed in the park, someone was killed 3 days ago. I think it's natural that you're afraid.
Of course. Yeah, look, there's been so many deaths around that park that it's something, that just happened, You know what I mean? I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I just know that he's dead.
Yeah.
It was not pretty.
So you've never been here before? Did you want to stay?
Yes.
Can you sign right here? We're basically full, so you don't have to be able to stay. Did you go do that? We're kind of full, and so the last time people can come in is at 10. And so if there's any room, we'll do it.
Jesus is not himself.
No, he's not. Quiet.
We saw what you guys were doing when we last saw you at the park in October.
The bathroom?
We saw the bathroom where you were sleeping. And how long were you at Sycamore Grove Park?
I think about 9 months. It wasn't that bad there. No, considering, no, it wasn't that bad. Believe it or not, really, it really wasn't. I mean, so that happened. Hopefully sooner nightmare's going to end.
How did you get them into the Section 8 and into housing or into the system?
People say, oh, I just need housing. Well, you need a lot more than housing. You need support so that when you get housed, that's like the hardest part. Like the easiest part is probably to get them housed, even though it's hard, but is for them to stay housed is very, very hard. Once you put in an application, they're supposed to, within 90 days, they're supposed to supply the voucher, but we find that that's not necessarily true all the time.
And then you have to find a place that accepts the voucher, right?
Exactly. But
so how hard is that?
It's very hard. It's very hard, especially in this area. It's very hard. We know that there's a lot of places that don't accept Section 8 voucher. I mean, the rents are going higher. Like, I can barely afford to live here. And that's the truth.
Hi. Hi, how are you? Fine, how are you? Fine, thank you.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
You know, for us, what we've been seeing with this whole series is like just the cyclicality of this. Like it just keeps going on, round and round and round.
And it's like a revolving door. And believe me, don't want to be out here like some of these people think we do. So it doesn't sound like it's going to happen anytime soon.
Hey, how are you? We thought we'd see the chief here.
Well, welcome to my house. I have the largest house in Venice because Venice is my house. So I have a mobile bedroom, basically, which is the chief. And then I have like world culinary choices in the food court across from my storage. That's my kitchen. I've got Gold's Gym. That's my shower and restroom and the beach facilities. And then I just happen to have very long hallways between each place. They're blocks long. Yeah, the chief's right here. I actually got a lucky space. I got this morning.
The good in America.
This is the chief. He was sort of like my steed when I drove around America to find the good in America. And when I got back to Venice, I had a storage space and my car, and I needed a place to stay. And so I decided to do a micro living project. And this became my little life pod. So I decided 5 years in my van.
Well, I met you 5 years ago when you were just deciding that. You had just spent a year in the desert.
Yep.
Right?
And I just was getting the van, yeah.
And then you got the van.
So I'm a little more than 4 years in. So November 18th is when I am free of this decision, but it's been an amazing social experiment. And it's really taught me a lot about streamlining and prioritizing my life.
Can I just say how lovely it is that she's playing the violin?
This exact moment is why I choose to live in Venice. I have friends that have offered to let me stay and rent out rooms in their houses, beautiful houses around LA. And I literally would prefer to live in my car in Venice than in a mansion with a swimming pool overlooking the city anywhere else. Like, this is home. And that's because there's moments here that are just consistently magic. This is my bed. There's no kitchen or anything else in here. This is literally my bedroom and what I use to get around when I have to get around. I try to maintain a really low profile because you're a guest in these neighborhoods if you're living this way. So I generally try not to go into the van until after dark, and I use a headlamp and close the curtains because I don't want people to feel like there's someone out here, you know, and then I leave early in the morning, you know, when the birds first start chirping or whatever. And then I have my routine, like the beach bathrooms open at 7. Compared to most of my friends that may only have like 2 or 3 bathrooms in their house, I have 10. I have 10 bathrooms to choose from right here, and I have 6 showers, so, and 8 sinks. thus further confirming the size of my house.
Venice is very much known for its homeless population.
Sure.
What is your, well, you don't consider yourself homeless, you consider yourself home free, but you do kind of share the same bathrooms and, you know, living rooms with them as well.
Yeah, I there's a permeability to my existence in that I feel comfortable sitting down. I know a lot of the guys out here and the gals. And I was giving out donuts to the homeless on Christmas morning, and one of the guys that knows that I'm homeless too is like, how funny that you live in your car and you're giving out donuts to the homeless. When I walk around with the donuts on Christmas morning, for instance, and you look them in the eye and they see that you see them, it's really, that's the gift, is that connection. You know, the donuts are just the...
That was kind of the catalyst for the series, was that I live downtown in the Arts District, and I see homelessness everywhere. And it became so visible, it turned invisible.
So you're talking about how the homeless, because of their constancy, you tend to be able to just filter them out eventually.
They're so visible, they become invisible, which is why we started doing the series, just to go and have conversations with people who don't have homes, period.
Not only don't have homes, but don't have a voice.
Yeah.
You should come out and surf with me sometime. I have extra boards.
Surf?
Yeah. You live in California now. You can't escape California without getting...
I'm terrified of sharks.
Of what?
Sharks.
There's sharks out there?
Come on.
I mean, there's sharks out there, but remember you told me that if you're afraid of something, that you're going to go do it. So I'm holding you to that. I'll get you in the water and you're going to go, oh my God, I actually like this. My situation obviously is very different from the homeless because mine is a choice. The homeless at any moment can be uprooted and moved. Their stuff can be thrown away. They have no sense of safety, like in not even having a bag, you know, just everything is, you carry. Like this guy doesn't have a bag for his clothes. He carries it all in a wad. Isn't this the guy that does like the handstands on that?
Yeah, that's me.
Can you do that? Can you do that for us?
You got $20?
I'll give you 5.
All right, that'll work. Do it for 5.
Hold on, brother.
I would have did it just because
What's
you
your
guys
name?
Admiring, man, and being nice.
That's cool.
But everything helps, you know. How are you, sweetheart?
Lisa. Hi.
Lisa. I'm Andy.
Andrew.
You live around here?
Yes, sir. I live actually right on the next block.
Yeah?
Yeah, within the Muscle Beach district.
Are you in one of the apartments here? You live in... I live in my van, so...
Well, you know, like right next to the Irwin. I kind of stay like over there.
Yeah. What's your name?
Andrew. I go by the Muscle Up King.
I'm Trek.
The Muscle what?
The Muscle Up King.
Okay.
Right on.
All right.
All right.
Let's see some of your strength, Andrew. Look, you got a crowd now. Nice job, dude.
Such core and upper body strength.
Well, there's another example of someone who's making the best of the situation.
Right.
And he wasn't saying it outright, but he lives over near the Irwin, so.
He's, the key word is
He looks
stay.
pretty healthy.
Yeah. He's like, I stay over by the Irwin.
Yeah, it's all a little bit in your attitude too, man. This is not a very big mural, but the owner of the building wanted to do something that was Venice, and Charlie Chaplin lived in Venice, had some properties here. And so I did Charlie Chaplin as Robert Downey Jr. with Smile, because Charlie Chaplin wrote that song, Smile, Smile when your heart is aching.
I can't tell. That's kind of her swagger, though. I've never seen you here on the street.
Oh yeah, this is my route.
I have been doing this series, right? On the streets.
He used to be on the streets too.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, he used to be on the streets.
I'm Lisa with LA Times.
I'm Odell.
And I was saying how Wanda used to come by through my alleyway, and my gate would be up, right? It was when I would work a lot at home. And we would just talk, and she'd be like, do you have any recyclables today? And so it made me, one of the first sounds in the morning that I hear is the Alfredo coming through on his with his shopping cart. He comes through my dumps. He comes in the morning.
You know, he got a job.
I know, at the gas station.
Why?
I know. Wanda was just telling me that you also used to be on the streets.
Oh, yeah.
And now, for a long time on Skid Row?
Yeah. That's how you know me.
And so how did you get off of the streets?
Woke up. I got tired. I'm almost woken up. I'm almost woken up. I have my family, you know.
I don't know. I think because I went to jail and when the riots and stuff jumped off in jail, and then I finally it dawned on me, that God didn't make man to live in no cage. Not only did God pick me up and dust me off, but not only did I get a job, but I worked for myself. I couldn't work for nobody anymore. I would work for myself for about 9 years. It's not just, there's a void. You have to do something. And I can't go in two directions at the same time. You can't go in two directions. Either you moving towards something positive or you ain't.
So what do you have in here? Because you recycle every day.
These are plastic, bottles, cans. I cleaned up this guy's recycle today and he gave me this and $2.
And so then you go to the recycling, and then how much does this?
Maybe about $20.
$20?
If that.
I know a lot of guys like Pepper who have their spots, right, where they have people who save the recyclables for them.
You know a lot of people around here.
Do you have like your people who you go to all the time? I know you look under my gate a lot.
But see, that's Pepper's skirt, so we say.
But that's also kind of the economy, right? If we're thinking about it, like how do you, if you can't get off of the streets, but you need to make something, so have some kind of means, right?
You know what? It's sometimes, it's bad because a lot of people don't like to go on the recycle because of what other people do. I can understand that too. But then, I feel like this is legal. I'm not taking anything but something out the trash.
Yeah. So are you close to them being off of the streets then? I mean, you have your family, but you said you were going through some kind of mental health services to get into the housing?
Yeah, and started my SSI. Because actually, I don't really have a mental problem, but I do have medical. Because I have arthritis. My legs is bothering me now. That's why I walk like that. And this looks like this is swollen now. Because I walk too much. And I don't need to be doing this. Mother was alive. She brought to the LA Times yesterday.
Really? Wow.
Oh yeah, my father, everybody likes LA Times. Even in jail.
Is there a big subscription in jail?
Oh yeah, well you know what it is in jail? They like the business, Love Is, and California.
Oh, that's interesting. I'll let them know. Oh, is this the recycling? Oh my gosh! Can we go in and film with you? Yes! We have been wanting to do this. Hold on. You got it? We've been trying to think about ways to end the series because we just couldn't figure it out. We're like, how does it end? Because it doesn't actually end. It's like this problem doesn't end. You don't look happy. You don't look happy. How much? I'm
glad this is over. 22 and some change.
This is why we started the series. It's because of you and Alfredo and Pepper are my neighbors.
You guys go over there?
No, not yet. But you guys are my neighbors, and I see you on a regular basis. And just because you don't have a home where you pay rent or a mortgage to doesn't mean that you don't live in the Arts District or Skid Row or wherever in between.
I like how you said it. You're my neighbor.
You are. I see you. I used to see you more than I would see, the person who lives right next to me.
Really?
Yes. But anyway, I'll see you in the alley.
Okay.
Okay.
When I come back.
Pepper. I was just talking about you all day.
Don't do that. It's bad luck.
My name's Pepper, Mayor of Skid Row, okay? The streets here are going to be what you make of it. If you go looking for problems, you'll find problems. You think you're badass? Somebody always think you're bad around the corner waiting for you, okay? You can gain a lot more by smiling a good morning. Who would ever thought this beautiful queen right here? Look how gorgeous she is, living in the house with a homeless person with nothing. We're like family. It's not what you got. It's what's inside. And how you use what's inside you. She's still gonna be my wife someday.
That was an excellent way to end the series for them. I just can't imagine, she's only earning about maybe $20 a day to survive. And that's it. That's all she gets. But anyway, I created this channel to raise awareness for people in need. Those people might include the homeless, runaways, the forgotten elderly, people that have been through a natural disaster, people living below poverty, drug users who are trying to get clean, etc. There are numerous people in so many categories which need to be brought to the forefront. If you have what you need to be grateful, as there is many that do not have. I'm not saying that the rich should support everyone, but I want to make it clear that with proper planning, education, and help with changing mindsets, it is a big moneymaker we can make a difference, sorry. We will never eradicate the poor because, believe it or not, it's a big moneymaker for governments. Just like Big Pharma will never release all the medications or treatments that would cure so many diseases, because they would lose so many major profits in doing so. My prayer for everyone is that God will provide everyone with peace, love, abundance, health, happiness, and a good life. Be grateful for what you have. Have a blessed day. Catch you tomorrow. Ciao.